Supreme Leader Snoke, one of my favorite villains that was first introduced in The Force Awakens, comes back in The Last Jedi. This is Mike Zero here once again. If you guys are new here to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now today we will be going over new details of Supreme Leader Snoke in Star Wars The Last Jedi. So we will be heading into spoilers. You have been warned. Now, what I like so much about Supreme Leader Snoke, before we get to all this, is that in The Last Jedi, we will see him in his physical form, not in that hologram form, so it's going to be very interesting to see him on screen being voiced by Andy Serkis himself. So anyways, let's get right to this, and for starters, his luxurious robe drags against the floor as he walks. The lining of the robe has a slight reflective effect to it. Snoke's skin comes off as slimy in certain shots of the film by how the lights were placed in certain sequences at Pinewood. The Supreme Leader's screen time is doubled in The Last Jedi. The way he was puppeteered at Pinewood made him appear to be very frail and weak. Now, I want to go over these 4 pointers about Supreme Leader Snoke in The Last Jedi, and first things first, his robe. Alright, it appears that his robe is going to be very, very long. It's going to drag against the floor, like it says. The lining of the robe will be very, very, very shiny, it seems. And we do know that Snoke is obsessed with money. He's a very wealthy guy, and he owns a lot of expensive things. And I think that this robe is actually also a very expensive thing as well. So it seems like this is a new take on something, I think, equivalent to Emperor Palpatine, but a new take on it where this guy is obsessed with wealth and money and stuff like that. And even his own clothing, alright, seems to come off as very, very luxurious. The second pointer I want to go over is how his skin appears to be slimy in certain shots in this film because of how they shot it at Pinewood in the UK. Now, one thing that I do want to explore is Supreme Leader Snoke in his physical form. We did hear that he is going to have this greenish colored skin. Now we learned that that skin will come off as slimy in certain shots because of how the lighting was placed at Pinewood in the UK. The third pointer I want to go over, alright, how his screen time is going to be doubled in this film, which is great, great news. In The Last Jedi, he will have a whole lot more time, because in The Force Awakens, we didn't get all that much of Snoke. We got, like, what, a total of 3 scenes, I think? And lastly, the way he was puppeteered at Pinewood, alright, made him very, very frail and weak, appearance-wise. So, I know that they're appearing to use Snoke as this character who is very villainous and who is very powerful and intimidating, but there were a total, I have gone over this in the past, like 10 people, 10 crew members that puppeteered this gigantic suit/puppet thing where Andy Serkis would go into it and then dub it over later on. I think what's so interesting is how they are puppeteering Snoke in a way to make him come off as very frail and weak. Now, if you saw at the very end of The Force Awakens, when Starkiller Base pretty much implodes, he did appear a little weak to me. I don't know if it's in my mind, but he's breathing heavily. It looks like he's struggling. When he says it's time to complete Kylo Ren's training, he looks very, very weak to me. I don't know why, but something about the way he was breathing. He could have just been upset, but I think he was weak there. So, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments section. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.